Welcome to Say Yes to Chocolate, the podcast where better is the goal, not perfect.
We're your hosts, Dr. Becky and Sara B, bringing you simple, science-backed wellness with a side of real life and a sprinkle of chocolate love, because balance should taste like joy.
If you're ready to simplify your health and thrive in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, you're in the right place. Let's do this.
Hey, welcome to Say Yes to Chocolate, episode number 6. Do you ever feel like wellness is just getting more and more complicated? Today, we're going to break it down with Dr. Becky's signature KISS method. And what it is, how it works, and how you can use this framework to make your wellness journey sustainable and straightforward. All things we love.
Exactly. That's actually why I created what we call the KISS method. If you're new here, it stands for keep it simple and sustainable, and of course, silly. That's what we're all about here. And of course, laughter is the best medicine. It's a signature framework really built out of years of my own personal experiences, helping friends and family members, but also my years of patient care when I was in private practice. I just kept seeing people get completely overwhelmed with all the different wellness noise out there, bringing me everything under the sun, looking for help, not knowing if it was legitimate or just hype, if there was anything behind it. And a lot of times it would just get, myself included, people to the point of almost paralysis, or even so skeptical, they just were almost refusing to even take any advice out there. So,
right. Well, it feels like every week, especially now with the amount of influencers there are in social media, it just feels like every week there is a must-do trend, from fasting to cold plunge to 47 supplements. I think it is refreshing. That's what's the most refreshing about the KISS method. It's not overwhelming you with 27 steps, and you're not making you feel like you're failing if you don't do everything right away and it's not done perfectly.
Right. I mean, that's the whole premise, is we just want to be better, not perfect. Perfect is completely unattainable. As you get older, everything changes. Your hormones, your energy, your confidence. Suddenly things that used to be working or things that you're now trying don't work, or they don't work like they're supposed to. Instead of blaming your body, I just wanted to give women a framework that helps them reset in a way that's doable and kind. And so it really is just about progress, not perfection. The KISS method has 4 simple pillars. And when you use them, you can shift your energy, feel more like yourself again, and just stop stressing over your wellness and actually get results.
I think the huge part about that is that there is no guilt or blame.
None whatsoever. And it's also customizable to you, because what
Yeah.
works for Sara might not work for me, and it might not work for your best friend. So
let's go ahead and break this down. Let's break down this KISS method, because it has 4 pillars. And so let's start with pillar 1.
Awesome. Yes. So there's 4 pillars. Pillar 1 is K. And of course, it's keep it simple and sustainable, but each KISS also has the actual framework in it. So K is know your needs. This is about tuning in to you, really listening to your body and what it's telling you. If you're waking up tired, if you're feeling bloated, if you're noticing more mood swings, those aren't failures. It's not your body rebelling against you. They're signals. Your body is amazingly efficient at sending you warning signs. Some of them are really easy to ignore. Yes, some of them are really hard to interpret, but none of them should be taken lightly. I like to give examples. I find giving like real world examples of what I'm talking about here to be super helpful, and people can really see themselves in this. If you are a person who just feels tired all day long, even after a full night's sleep, really looking for solutions, I'm going to really encourage you to start here. Instead of piling on more supplements, doing more research, Googling at 3 a.m., looking after the next workout, we're going to start one simple step back. Every morning, I want you just to rate your energy and your mood and correlate it with how you went to bed the night before. Maybe that last hour of whatever you were doing the night before. I don't know about you guys, but no 2 days in my house looks the same. No 2 evenings look the same. I have teenagers, so that's always a challenge. But whether you are in a season where there's nobody at your house, maybe you have no schedule, or you're in a season where you're at your grandkids' stuff, just every night, I just want you to stop for a week to 2 weeks. I had a patient and we did this. And what she noticed is her worst mornings are when she felt the most exhausted or had the hardest time getting out of bed, and also had lasting brain fog through the day, was when she was scrolling on her phone before bedtime. The awareness helped her see where that real shift needed to happen. So instead of adding 2 or 3 supplements or this completely unattainable 8-step nighttime routine, which none of us can realistically manage every night. She just needed to put her phone down a half an hour and give her brain the rest it needed. It allowed her body to get into deep sleep. It made a huge difference. And so that's what know your needs means. That's what that first K in the KISS method is.
Sure. And I love that. Sometimes the answers are just hiding in plain sight, and we just need a way to notice them, not necessarily by adding something or making it more complicated, but just acknowledging like, hey, this is what's happening.
Just being aware.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move on to the I in KISS. And I actually stands for integrate small shifts. You don't need a massive overhaul. Think micro habits or little tiny shifts that actually matter and actually move the needle for you. This could be like adding 20 grams of protein to your breakfast to help with stimulating your metabolism and keeping you full. This could be stepping outside for 5 minutes of sunlight first thing in the morning to reset your circadian rhythm and give your brain the energy it needs to wake up. This could be shutting down screens a half an hour before bed, just like what we just talked about.
Yes.
But if you didn't do K, you wouldn't know that that was the small shift that you needed to do, right?
Yeah, and let's just talk about screens for just a second, because like your patient was scrolling on her phone, but it could also be playing games or doing research or reading articles or watching YouTube videos. All of that is all stimulating to the brain.
Correct.
So, I mean, because it's easy for me to justify, well, but if I'm not on social media, is it really bad? Well, yes, it is, because it's the blue light.
It's the blue light,
So-
and it's just the stimulation that's going from the eyes into your brain. Yeah.
Okay.
Example of this, real world example.
Yes.
This is actually a friend of mine. She had come to me. We're getting older and she's gaining a little bit of weight here and there. And she also was a marathon runner and no longer tolerating the taxing of the marathon training and running marathons. She was also finding that because she had stopped running, other things had taken that time. Her kids were getting older and she was just really finding that there just wasn't any time for exercise. She was so accustomed to having a plan, if you will, or a program that she was in, that she couldn't get past that. So we just kind of backed up and let's do the KISS approach. So she started just doing a 10-minute walk after dinner. Literally, that's all it was. No pressure, no gym membership, no program she had to be at. It wasn't a 45-minute commitment. If she can't do it for 45 minutes, she can't do it at all type of mindset. Within about 2 weeks, she started to notice that her energy was higher. Her digestion had improved. She was getting rid of some bloat, and she actually looked forward to it as her me time. And then she started adding 5 minutes onto that. So instead of a 10-minute walk, it was a 15-minute walk and then a 20-minute walk. So again, it's just a small shift that can start to make a huge difference.
And it's actually actionable, right? Like I can definitely commit to walking 10 minutes after dinner. I can't commit to training for a marathon tomorrow.
Right. And that's
So,
where she
yeah.
had found herself. Not only was her body no longer tolerating that, but she simply could not commit to the same type of training schedule. She was just in a different season of her life. So
Yeah.
that's the whole point. Real life, not perfect life.
And real life happens every day.
Every day. So next up is the first S in KISS, and that's to simplify your strategy. This is where we cut out all of the noise that's out there, the unbelievable amount of noise, and focus on what actually matters for you. Not what matters for the influencer on Instagram, not what matters to the person on the TV selling you the next best supplement.
Well, I think in that point, what's also really important, especially as we're aging, what works for your teenage girls isn't going to be the same for you, right?
Oh.
Or for people who are grandparents, right? What your teenagers and 20s and 30 somethings are isn't going to be the same that's going to work in your 70s.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that also makes a difference too, is simplifying the strategy based off your season of life.
Oh, based off your season of life. And then also, wellness shouldn't be like a second job, a second full-time job.
Right.
You certainly don't need every wellness gadget that's out there, every supplement, every trendy new practice. And some of those are hype at best, hurtful at worst. So that's where this simplify your strategy or the 80-20 approach comes in. We're just going to aim for better, not perfect. Give yourself permission to cross out a should that's really not even yours to carry. If you're 70, what the 35-year-old influencer is doing is probably not going to work for you. It's probably not going to be doable for you, and vice versa. A really good example of this, and you probably know somebody in your life that's like this, but a patient of mine, well, actually several patients of mine have brought in their supplements for me to
Yes.
take a look at. And I got to tell you, I mean, they're bringing in like 2 full Walmart bags. You've seen that. We've
Yes,
had, a
absolutely.
handful of people at the center have done that. They've got 4 different workout plans online that they're trying to follow. They're tracking their macros or they're tracking their calories, and it's just completely not doable and not sustainable. It usually leads to being more exhausted and more stressed. You're just simply not supported. So we simplify. We have to pick a supplement plan. Again, where you know your needs and you can integrate small shifts and we can simplify. Most of the time we can simplify into a supplement plan where we're just covering our foundational bases, or we're not following 4 online workout plans. We're actually following just the 10-minute walk after work, or we're only going to yoga 3 times a week.
Or something your body just loves to do, right? Something that brings you joy.
Yes, line dancing.
Right.
Pickleball.
Yes.
Whatever it is. And usually it's very good for your body, but it's also really good for your mental load too.
Yes. Well, that's the one thing I love about the 80-20 rule, right? Because if what you're doing is so stressful, you're really negating any good benefit you're getting from it. So,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I just think the 80-20 rule, it just really helps you avoid being stuck in the I should do more loop.
Yeah.
Or that perfect trap. It's okay to have a pizza party. It's okay to do a 10-minute walk. In fact, actually, my husband and I, we have pizza night 1 night a week.
Yeah.
I do it obviously for my dietary needs, but guilt-free because it's in the 80-20. So,
absolutely. Well, even the name, that's the whole name of the podcast. Say yes to chocolate.
Yes, right.
There's always room for chocolate.
Right. And that's what living balanced but healthy is all about.
Yes.
Allowing that 80-20.
Balanced is healthy.
Yes.
So that's why we say stop shooting all over yourself. Shooting all over yourself. I love that saying. Yes. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Simplify. Don't complicate. So on to the very last pillar. It's the last S in KISS, and that is support your body and brain. Think nourishment, not punishment. This means sleep, nutrition, movement, supplements, mindset, whatever it is for you. It might be adding magnesium at night, trying breath work, sending a funny meme to a friend, because connection and laughter, again, is the best medicine.
And that's what I love about support is it doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Sometimes it's just as simple. So I was actually having a hard time with sleep.
Yeah.
I found having a cup of tea at night and increasing my magnesium before bedtime has really gave me the support I need to help support my sleep.
Yeah, and you were almost to the point of maybe looking for the prescription.
Yes. Yeah, and
solution,
also the mindset shift as well of that sleep isn't punishment, right? Because as children, sleep is punishment, right? Yes. So just knowing it's actually a gift to your body. In your mind. And that's where healing truly begins in the body.
KISS at work. KISS. Right there. Yeah. That's so funny. And one final pillar that I think everything wellness-wise is built off of in our world is progress over perfection. At the end of the day, I want you to say, I didn't do it perfectly, but I did most of it.
That's what the KISS method is all about. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to have a place to start. And wellness should feel like it's helping you, not pressuring or punishing you.
So hopefully all of that was super helpful and provided some clarity. And our examples explained what each different pillar is, and you can start to see yourself using it in your daily life. Here's your takeaway that I think is really easy and simple for this week after listening to this episode. Just pick one pillar from the KISS method and try it. Maybe it's just starting with the first pillar, know your needs, and just checking in with your energy to see where you should be starting. Maybe it's adding protein to breakfast because you skip breakfast every day and you're famished and making bad choices by the time lunch hits. Maybe it's saying no to a should when you're really accustomed to saying yes, or supporting your sleep.
Yes, yeah. And then notice, how does it shift your day? The KISS method gives you a way to start taking action one simple step at a time.
And if you want to go deeper, download our KISS Start Guide. The link will be in the show notes or in the blog post or in the YouTube description. And it'll help you walk through these steps with even more detail and more examples.
And then don't forget to hit subscribe, share, and leave a review. And we will see you next week for our next episode.
And don't forget, say yes to chocolate.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Say Yes to Chocolate.
If today's episode gave you a win, something to think about, or even just a smile, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, rate, and share it with a friend.
Want more? Join our email newsletter so you don't miss a beat, and come find us on all the social channels at Say Yes to Chocolate Podcast for all the quick hints and tips.
And don't forget, you can always send us your questions or episode ideas. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep it